So here's a scenario for you. Michael Carrick does fantastic from now until the end of the season. Of course, he's already got off to a good start. But if that continues and he gets Manchester United into the Champions League, let's say top 4 this season, would you then change him up for another manager? If that other manager was Luis Enrique, would you consider that? We're talking the elite of the elite in terms of managers that are out there right now. Some would say the best out there, has won everything in European football. Ligue 1 aside, this is a Champions League winner that has been at big clubs and international level. Is he the right man for Manchester United? We're going to get through that big news of opening talks perhaps happening between Manchester United and the representation of Luis Enrique. I want to get your thoughts on this in the live chats as well, everybody. So get in there and get talking. If you are new to the channel, you might just be catching up later on. I've seen the video for Enrique. Not bad. I'll go for that. Get your comments in below. That's all we want from you. Get involved, everybody, and give me your thoughts. This is the future of Manchester United. We are going to be talking about this, whether you like it or not, come the end of the season. And Manchester United, of course, have to get a scoot on to get ready for what is to come in the summer. We have all the other news regarding the other managerial, well, let's just say, candidates to come in to Manchester United. Why this talk has happened last night and why there's so many different journalists talking about Manchester United's next manager is strange. We're on the brink of creating, well, salvaging probably is more of the right word, this season with Michael Carrick. And we're talking about the next manager. I don't know where this has come from or why it's happening now, but well, it's there and we're going to talk about it. So we'll talk through what Simon Stone of the BBC has also said on the Manchester United manager situation. We've got all of your transfer updates, of course, with all the little bits of news and speculation floating around, including Maguire, Bayende and Goretzka from Bayern Munich, with that little story coming around. More importantly, don't forget today, if you want to pay your respects to Manchester United and the people that sadly lost, the legends that sadly lost, and other people in that disaster, the Munich air disaster. That is today at Old Trafford under the East Stand. It starts at 2:45. I'll update you all on this, but obviously it is the anniversary of the Munich air disaster today. So if you want to pay your respects to the people that lost their lives, that tribute is happening later this afternoon. I'll inform you all again later on in the show so you know exactly what's going on and what's going down. Anyway, from that to the news and where we're at. By the way, everybody, this is Forever United TV and I'm Adam. Welcome along to the show. Hope you're all doing fantastic. Hope you're all in good spirits ahead of the game tomorrow. Manchester United, early kick-off, chance to go 2 points behind Villa and 3 behind Manchester City in second and third. Should Man United actually be looking higher instead of thinking of finishing top 4, could we finish second? If we are going into this weekend beating Spurs and are 3 points off Manchester City, off the best run that we've had in God knows how long, why should we not feel comfortable and confident being there? We'll talk about it later on as well. Right, let's get into this quickly as well. You all know the script when it comes to the prediction game. The game is tomorrow, Manchester United versus Spurs. Get your predictions in now. They are all up there on your screen, as you can see. They're the options that you've got for Spurs game. Be in with a chance of winning in 3 different ways. You could win a match jersey, courtesy of OK Jerseys. As you can see, there are match day sponsors. Be in the draw this month to win 25k by entering into this Prediction League competition for the Spurs game this weekend. And of course, you could win on the game itself. Now, anyone who has actually participated in this before, you should be receiving extra funds into your account to actually play the game as well. If you've played it more than 3 times in a month, you will be getting that bonus sent to you in Big Up as well. So you can play for free maybe this weekend. You don't have to put any money on. You can play the game for free and be on our leaderboard anyway, everybody. But click that link in the live chat or the top one in the description. More on that towards the back end of the show. I know you all want to hear what's happening with Luis Enrique and Manchester United possibly already quietly talking and communicating to his representation to potentially be the next Manchester United manager. 2 bits of news I want to talk to you about on this one. The first one came out, now this was from Indy Kelly, obviously controversial figure in terms of the news and what he breaks. Does get a lot right, does get a lot not so right, let's just say. But there is other sources backing this up. I'm going to go through it all right now. But this is the main brunt of the story and what's actually happening. A reliable source from France has told us that Manchester United officials met with agents Ivan de la Pena. I've no idea who that is, but obviously the agent of Luis Enrique. from the agency De La Pena and Sostres, I think is how you say it, who managed Luis Enrique. The meeting took place in Paris last week. They tried to convince Luis Enrique to reject PSG's new contract offer. The next bit of news on this was that Manchester United, Luis Enrique's camp are aware of Manchester United's interest. Nothing advanced for now, but this is the interesting bit. If Champions League is secured and INEOS meet his criteria, he'd be open to a move. He wants to manage a top Premier League club. PSG also now considering an extension with great salary offer. We know this already. We know there's a contract on the table that Enrique has turned down. This could be a bit of news that has just been brought up to basically get PSG moving in offering Enrique what he wants. Let's not forget, this is how the managerial situations work when it comes to new contracts. Enrique, I think, has one more year left on his contract after this season finishes. So you're still going to have to pay a big bit of compensation to get Enrique, whereas other managers that are in the fray, not so much so. We'll talk about them in a moment. But Enrique with Champions League would be interested in Manchester United. Not so much if we don't get Champions League, is what's being said here from what I can read anyway. United have approached him with, obviously, initial, let's just say, feelers in terms of what Enrique wants, what he needs. And this has been the problem with every one of these conversations so far as well. That who is going to fit into what INEOS want to do and how they want to run the club. He would demand money. He would demand top players. He would demand a lot. He is that type of manager. And where he does actually get you excited with the style of football he plays, there is the obvious concern that INEOS are obviously not going to hire him because, well, they don't want someone who's going to kick up a stink and obviously fight back against him is the best way of putting it, because that's what Ruben did. They want to run this football club. This, I don't think, is going to tempt in many big managers. This is my big fear with INEOS and the way it is. If you're going to go and get the best of the best, he is coming in with the reputation. You have to stand back and allow that manager room to do what he needs to do. You cannot be telling an Enrique that he needs to do this. This is how it's run. This is a man that's won everything. Everyone at Manchester United, in the sporting director, the head of recruitment, the CEO, the owners, everything that's to do with INEOS as a group, have won jack. They've won nothing. Luis Enrique has swept the board. So you cannot even think about bringing a manager in like this unless you are going to, let's just say, loosen your hold on how you want to run the club. Now, that excites me, for one, that even if these talks are real, that INEOS would be prepared to do that, because there's not a chance in hell that Enrique comes to Man United if INEOS are going to dictate. Not a chance, in my opinion. And where the news is great, and I would love the idea of Enrique being Man United manager, I don't see him working with INEOS. My honest, straightforward opinion. But if INEOS are willing to allow Enrique that space and have a little bit more control and bring in the elite manager, and the big bit about this is because if United don't get Enrique, Manchester City will. And that's my big thing with this. Manchester City will get Enrique and their structure will work with Enrique. So if Cities can work with him, why can't Manchester United's? This is on INEOS. So if we see a situation develop where Manchester United don't go for Enrique because Enrique doesn't like what's being said at Manchester United and how the club's going to be run, and then maybe this summer after, Manchester City go and take him, then questions need to be asked of INEOS. Questions need to be asked of Manchester United. How are you not managing to tempt in one of the elite managers in world football right now with Champions League football there to work with everything that you have got planned coming? You want to be the best. You want to topple the Cities and the Liverpools, like you said, then you need the best. Michael Carrick, I think, is a stepping stone. Do I think Michael Carrick will deserve the job if he gets Champions League football this season? Yes, I do. Do I think Michael Carrick will win the league for Manchester United? Honestly, no, I don't. But at the moment, we're not looking to win the league. And that's another thing that has to be brought into consideration here with this. Are INEOS looking to fast forward this? Are INEOS actually trying to stick to their big plan? Remember that mission that they had? I can't even remember the number that they used for it, but mission 28 was it? that we would win the league in 2028. If you want to win the league in 2028, you need someone like Luis Enrique. You need an Ancelotti or Tuchel, someone who's won big trophies. And that's not far away. That's 2 seasons away. So maybe this is the point that they're looking at. Maybe Manchester United feel with Champions League football, the right investment, the way this team is going so far this season, that they can fast forward and start winning trophies and winning big trophies or even competing for them. I've just said at the start of the show, United win this weekend with this car crash of a team and season that we've had so far. We'll be 3 points off of Manchester City in second. Now, that is a major jump for Manchester United. And this squad right now is getting us there at the moment. And there's no reason why we can't finish higher than where we are now. And we can't go for that 3rd and 2nd spot. Arsenal too far away. 12 points too much. But can you imagine Manchester United bring the gap in from Arsenal to us with a good run to the end of the season to single figures? We get it down to 9 or 8 points. 9 or 8 points off the top of the league, having finished 15th last season. That's nothing short of miraculous. And you add the right players to that squad the following season, maybe people do think that United can make that step. I don't. I don't think we're anywhere near it. But on paper, the opportunity is there. And I think the conversations are happening as to which manager they want to go for next. Do they want to go for that sustainable, stay top 4 and challenge for trophies, but not win anything type of manager? Or do they go for the big gun now? Do they say, we're Man United, we want to be back up there. And this summer, with that Champions League in place and the money that we can spend, Manchester United, with Champions League money and the finances that they've got right now, apparently it's 200 million we can spend. And then whatever we make on top in sales on top of that, that would be, I would say, probably enough to completely transform Manchester United's starting lineup and give us a little bit more depth. With the quality of the academy players coming through also, like we've spoken about, the likes of Lacey and JJ Gabriel, Jimmy Thwaites and other players that have been brought in from the outside, you're looking over the next 2 or 3 years to have a really, really competitive squad there. Are Manchester United prepared to go for it now is the question. Enrique and all of this news here and them being aware of Manchester United. First of all, Enrique will only come to United if there's Champions League football. I think that's quite clear. And to be honest, I don't even think we need reports and stories coming out about that. I think that would be a staple. I think that would have to be there for Enrique. You're not going to go to Europa League after challenging for the Champions League, winning it last season, challenging for it again this season. The trophies that this man has won, I know it's Liga, and like I said, but to win that Champions League, they should have won the Club World Cup as well over Chelsea, but had a bit of a meltdown on that day. He is the best out there. He is ready for a new challenge, according to these reports. Why would you not go out there and try and bring him in? At least have the conversation and find out what it's going to take for Enrique to be Manchester United manager. That would be the statement that would convince Manchester United fans that this ownership is actually looking to take this team forward and this club forward. That's the type of signing that gets everybody on the edge of their seats and goes, United are back. And I'm not just saying that lightly just to try and grab a load of headlines or anything like that. That is genuinely what that would bring. Everyone would stand up and go, wow, if United signed Enrique and he was our next manager, that's a statement for Manchester United. And you plough in 200 more million into that squad with him behind it, you're talking, that's what Manchester United should be doing. So if you don't want protest, you don't want people feeling like this club is just taking advantage of Manchester United and not thinking of the football side of things, you get into the Champions League. That will give you the chance to keep all of the costs down and stop charging the fans stupid amounts of money to cover your shortfalls, which is poorly running a football club and not having us competing at the top, earning money there. You get into these big competitions, you compete for these competitions with the biggest and best managers, and you spend enough money to convince that elite manager who is going to win the Champions League, because you only win the Champions League if you invest masses and masses amounts of money. And that's a fact. You cannot win the Champions League with minimal effort in terms of spend. It has to be big. Enrique this summer, 300 million spent this summer, Champions League football to play for. That's the sort of level that you would start getting even the hardened Manchester United hating fan at the moment on board with. That, I think, would be huge. And that's how big Enrique could be for Manchester United. I know it seems like a million miles away, but if, and it's a big if obviously, but it's doable, that happened, where would you be in terms of this ownership? Would this convince you that there is forward thinking and this would actually be something that you can get behind and believe in? Or is this just, like I just said then, bit of a pipe dream and just a little bit of speculation out there? I know there's a lot of people in the chat right now that just believe none of it, and that's fine. But if United get Champions League, this changes things. I said this yesterday. It's not just do or die. Yesterday we looked at the die side of things. If United are in the Champions League, there's a lot that can be done. And there's a lot that can push Manchester United forward again. So whereas the dire side of it is pretty dire and it's shambolic for a club Manchester United size, financially and where we're at right now with sponsors and what we're competing for, we get Champions League, it opens up that world to Manchester United again that nobody wants us to be in because we're in the perfect position to go out and attack. And the way that the Champions League is now formed with the amount of money in it, United's revenues that can come with it, because United haven't competed in the new format of the Champions League yet. And the money that's involved in that, Manchester United would rake it in. Absolutely rake it in. And it would be a complete transformation for Manchester United. Are they willing to do it? Are they willing to go that extra yard? Look, if it is genuine and United are talking to Enrique, it gets me excited for a couple of reasons. Not only because he's the best, but INEOS are having to soften up their hold on Manchester United and how they want to run it. They have to be to get him. So let's just see if this does develop. It's going to be crazy. It is going to be crazy. I'm going to get through the comment section, but just in doing so there, I've just seen an absolute mega super chat from Ray come in. Ray, you absolute legend. You did not have to do that, mate, but £50 super chat, that is absolutely crazy, mate. Really appreciate that, buddy. And I will read that one out right now, Ray. Always contributing and always in the shows with us. Thank you so much for that, mate. Look, this might be unpopular, but if we get Champions League, why the heck are you not trying to sign a bloke who has won 2 trebles in 2 different countries? Sorry, as much as I like Carrick, he only being at Middlesbrough, Enrique is different class, but let's see. What a super chat that is. And a statement within it as well, Ray. That definitely warrants the value of that super chat, that one, but why not? Why not go for Luis Enrique, Ray is saying in the chat, everybody. Do you agree? Should we go for it? Niall says, no chance he comes. We can blame INEOS and the control all we like, but it will be more to do with his own choice and wanting major trophies. We are miles off and don't have the money to overtake top clubs. Well, we do if we're in the Champions League, mate. That's the difference, Niall. We do if we're in the Champions League. Because no one will generate money like Manchester United from the Champions League. Manchester United's average attendance on top of Champions League prize money, give Manchester United another 5 home games this season. The money that can be generated from that is crazy. And that's the minimum that United will get from the new form of the Champions League. Forget the prize money. The gate revenues alone, Manchester United outscore everybody on every single week. It will be big for Man United. We have to stay in there. And if United are willing to spend upwards of 250 million this summer, then you have got a squad that Enrique can work with there, 100%. Enrique on the Glazers is like Hamilton driving a Beetle. Well, if you've given Enrique, let's just say, if you gave Enrique the money that Ten Hag had in 2 seasons, 600 million, do you reckon we would still be suffering? Just put that into perspective. Eric Ten Hag was given, and this was just under the Glazers, so I hate to say this, under INEOS, he's not going to get as much. But if, for instance, it was the Glazers and they were allowing their merry men to give money to Enrique, if you gave Luis Enrique 600 million like Ten Hag had in 2 seasons, do you think we would be more competitive? Honest question. Let me know. Talk to me, people. RIP Busby Babes, never forgotten. No, thank you for that, Stu, mate, with that membership chat right there. We need to focus on the next 14 games. Fans/players are connected. Parties are pushing towards a goal. orientated mission, finish strong. Look, and that brings tomorrow up, mate. It does. Again, a massive game for Manchester United. We are fourth, but good players, and we always spend 200 to 300 million. Enrique would be fine. That from Carl. We do spend money. We do spend money. In the last 3 years between Ruben Amorim, so the last 3 seasons between Ruben Amorim and Erik ten Hag, Manchester United have spent just shy of $1 billion. It's over 800 million on players. That's the last 3 seasons. Going on for, so let's just say the last 4 seasons, sorry. Manchester United, if you put it in, including this one, we spent over 800 million on players. Something's so wrong with that as well, isn't there? To be where we are, competing at the levels we are, there is a lot of money that is spent by Manchester United. We're right up there. We just don't spend it well. Enrique, if he had a goal and he needed to buy players, let's not forget, Enrique came into PSG, and the signings that they were making were very similar sort of money signings that Manchester United were making. It's like Desiree Doué, for instance. I think that was 50+ million from Rennes. And Jacquet, who's gone to Liverpool, is costing more than what Desiree Doué, who stars for them. You look at Kvaratskhelia and what they spent on him. That wasn't overly crazy money either. United do similar. 60 to 80 million pound signings and a few of them in your squad. You're changing that team. You're changing the way that you play. Pep's only job before managing Barcelona was Barcelona beat, so why can't Carrick, based on the rest of the season, do it at United? Going to Old Trafford today for the memorial, RIP Busby Babes. The gym there saying, why can't Carrick do it? Why can't he take the job on and be the man? I mean, get your thoughts in on that. I think right now Manchester United aren't in a stable position, and that's why Carrick's probably not being talked about probably in that way like Pep was, because Barcelona were well run. And it was just a continuation. It was like a procession, wasn't it? It was like carry on and carry on and carry on. Man United are up, down, all over the bleeding place, and they need stabilising. And maybe it is what Man United are looking at. They need that big, solid, experienced manager in there to steady Manchester United out. Even if Carrick has completely calmed the waters and put us back where we belong, do United need someone then to come in and win them the trophies that Carrick hasn't done? That's the big debate and big decision that's coming Manchester United's way. And it's hard because Carrick's done well. Look, if he gets us there, that's it. And obviously, I pray that we continue this form we're on. And there's no reason why we shouldn't with the amount of games we've got left. So, realistically, when we look at what we've got left, Michael Carrick should get Champions League football. And United should, I feel, be in the Champions League. I think we can challenge for more. I do. I think Manchester United can at least get third this season. And that's a big improvement for United. It's massive. Absolutely huge. So let's just see. Let's get more and more comments coming in on that as well, everyone. But in terms of what Simon Stone was saying from the BBC, Manchester United want to wait until the end of the season. And the reason why they want to speak to other managers after the season has finished, as well as managers before the season finishes, is because of the World Cup. We know this already, but there's so many managers that are out of contract come the summer. It's quite scary that there's so many available. All of the international managers, like, for instance, Ancelotti, Pochettino, and Thomas Tuchel, and you've got Glasner, you've got Silva, you've got Iraola, you've got all of them types of managers that are going to be available as well come the end of the season for Manchester United. So there's a lot, and I think Simon Stone was just saying that Manchester United are going to take their time, but still, Enrique having 1 year left on his contract. I think Nagelsmann's got a couple left on his to 2028 with Germany. I can't see him wanting to just carry on at international level, though. There's a lot more in Julian Nagelsmann in terms of managing, I feel, and I think he'll want another big job. So there's plenty for United to pick from. And if you were going into a summer when you need to make a crucial managerial decision, this is the best one that you could get. There's so much out there in terms of what United can get. And it's all available and probably won't cost United as much as it has in previous seasons. And Carrick is one of them. Carrick could actually be the manager going into next season. Surely he's got a chance with what he's done this season so far, if he continues it, like everyone's saying. So it's going to be, I mean, out of all of them, just pop the names in the comment section, people. We've talked about a few there. Out of everyone that's available, just put your name in. We have got a poll running as well if you want to get involved in that. Luis Enrique next season, yes or no? 67% of the vote is actually saying yes, you would take Luis Enrique as manager. Why would you not? He is the absolute top dog at the moment. So I do believe that United should be in the conversation. We need to be looking at the likes of Luis Enrique, surely. Well, let's see. Anyway, without investment from the ownership, it doesn't matter if it's Enrique or Carrick, but I'd rather Carrick if we are trying to do it on the shoestring budget. It's not shoestring budget though, is it? It's just not. United are going to have to spend over 250 million quid. It's as simple as that. And they will probably do that. I said 300 and I always stick to 300 million. The signs are with what we're looking to buy with Champions League, Manchester United are going to have to spend that. That's not shoestring. That will be $1 billion spent over the last 5 seasons. $1 billion spent over, it's not even that, it's 4 seasons, I actually think. No. Well, it's 5 after next season, basically, is what it is. So in them 4 windows, Manchester United would have spent, what, $1 billion quid. That's not, it's not pocket change, is it? That's big money. That's huge investment. It's spending it the right way. Look, just to go back on the Enrique thing, I am well aware that you've got INEOS in front of them and the Glazers, and the freedom that Enrique would need does scare me that this deal would never get anywhere near actually sitting down face to face with Enrique. If it did get to that stage, then I think Manchester United fans should be excited, because he would only come if INEOS were willing to play his game. And if they were willing to do that, then I would start to believe that they did have the best interest of Manchester United at heart. And that would be something to really cling on to, I think, as well. Thank you, everybody, for all of the likes as well. Please keep them in. Keep popping them likes in if you're enjoying the content. Thank you, everybody. Imagine Carrick goes and wins most of the games, and he's in charge for then they change, and we go right back to shitness again. But that's why you would have to make sure you bring in an absolute baller of a manager. United Spotlight Carl says, I just don't get this shoestring thing, non-backing. Every manager gets 200 or 300 million a season. Most clubs around the world don't spend anywhere near that on managers a season. No, he's right, they do. We spend a lot of money. We need an English manager, not someone who will come in with another system that does not work. Thomas, you're talking about someone who's won the Champions League with elite players. And we have got some absolute ballers in our squad. We cannot get an English manager. Do you mean Prem-proven manager? Because I don't know of an English manager out there that could actually come in and do this job for Manchester United right now. There is none that I can think of anyway that are English. I mean, plenty of Prem-proven managers. Yes, I get that. Is that what you mean by it? Because I don't know who else would actually come in who's English and take this job on. Carrick seems like the man for the job. He's young, Sir Alex. Let's hope he keeps on winning. Look, I think Michael Carrick, I'm on Sky at 10 o'clock as well later on today. I'm sure this question's going to come up. Michael Carrick, I think, doesn't just need to get Champions League football. I think he needs to walk it to convince Manchester United that he's the next manager. Now, if Carrick gets third, then he is well and truly. I would go nowhere near Eddie Howe, by the way. I don't know what the attraction is with Eddie Howe. I honestly don't. He's a good manager, but he is he's nowhere near what Manchester United need right now. Eddie Howe, not a chance for me. I don't think he's good enough. I really don't think he has got it in him. He has taken Newcastle as far as they can go. I just don't think he has got that manager. He's not that manager that wins big trophies for me. I just don't think he's the one. If you were going for Eddie Howe, I'd keep Carrick. That's how far I'd take Eddie Howe. And that's how much I rate Eddie Howe. I like him as a manager. I think he speaks well, but I think he's found his ceiling. And if we were keeping an English manager, or if, like I just said then, if you were bringing Eddie Howe into the equation, then I would keep Carrick. That's my opinion on that one anyway. Not wanting to say that he's a bad manager or anything, because he's not. He's good, but right now United need a lot more than Eddie Howe. And look, some might say, well, you need more than Michael Carrick. The only reason I'm bringing him into that conversation is because Michael Carrick, in what's left of this season, has got a chance here of turning one of the worst Man United sides in history, you could say, into finishing in the top 4. I would rather have Michael Carrick than Eddie Howe. We haven't got elite players. Adam, Dalot and Shaw are championship level. Shaw's not championship level. He's full international, mate. Dalot, you can argue, but Real Madrid are looking to buy Dalot as well. Okay, I don't rate him, but we need to recruitment, a youth setup. Clubs are better run. We are miles behind options. We do have elite players because Bruno Fernandes is an elite player. Brian Mbeumo, Ahmad, Cunha. These are players that would fit into any Premiership side right now. Manchester City would take any of them players. So too would Arsenal. And they're two of the best teams in Europe right now challenging for the Champions League. But Man United have got players of that elite level. Performance-wise, have we seen enough? No. Is the potential there for it? Yes. And under the right management, you will see more. We're starting to see it now. So we can pick out the worst players, but Man United do have a core of very, very, very good players in our squad, and no one's going to convince me otherwise. We can do it. Right, then to bring on the other news as well. Keep the conversation going about the manager, everybody, as well. Tell me, would you just keep Michael Carrick? What's it going to take? I think Michael Carrick has to walk Champions League to be in the reckoning. I don't think just scraping in is going to be enough, even though we'd have all snatched your hands off it if you were offering that us at the start of the season. I think he has to really make a statement. If he keeps on winning and goes on a big long run, then his name just keeps on going to the top of that list. And you can't ignore that. Okay, let's move on. The other news as well regarding the transfer tittle tackle, as we always say. Bayındır interest in from Besiktas. That makes sense. He will be leaving this summer, and is another player that Manchester United expect to actually recoup a bit of money for. So again, I know it only seems minimal pennies for Bayındır, but Bayındır will fetch a bit of money in for Manchester United. And obviously with Vitek coming back in from his loan spell at Bristol on less money, it is another saving on the wages for Manchester United. I know Bayındır is not on a lot. But say, for instance, you got 5 to 10 million for Bayındır. This again is where we start to judge INEOS. Like, can you make up the difference in what we've lost in terms of what we're not competing in, i.e. the big competitions, the money that we're losing from sponsorships? Can you make it up in the deadwood of this football club? Sell a few academy players that aren't going to make it. Get rid of the likes of Bayındır for a bit of money. All of this is how Manchester United try and salvage something and try and balance the books, I would say. So Bayındır to Besiktas, that makes complete sense. That makes complete sense for that. So I can see that completely happening. He's gone at the end of the season. Maguire wants to retire at Manchester United. We didn't bring that up in detail last night. That was on my list. He is willing to take a massive pay cut already. That story's starting to be leaked out now, as we've talked about it this week as well. Harry Maguire wanting to just stay at United. He would be more than happy to retire at Manchester United, playing a bit part role and on less wages. Would you accept that? And is that the right way to go for Man United? How old can you be before it gets too much? Let me know. Get into the comment section on that one. There is talk of Goretzka from Bayern Munich. This came out yesterday. I didn't really want to talk about it because I don't see it happening. Goretzka is 30. The only reason he's being spoken about in any transfer rumour around Manchester United is he's a free agent. His contract ends at the end of this season. So when you're looking to bolster your squad, maybe you're looking to add a bit of squad depth and experience. Goretzka on a free for a couple of seasons. Is that worth the punt? Can United afford it? If we're in Champions League, of course we can afford it. So we were talking about this before. Would you rather have a Goretzka or a Ruben Neves? I know Neves has signed a new deal at Al Hilal now, but that's what the scenario would have been for Neves. Someone 29 going on 30, coming in for nothing. Isn't that bad? It's pretty much like a Christian Eriksen. I don't see INEOS doing it though. I don't think INEOS will go for anyone of that age. I don't think it fits what they want. Don't fits the model that they're trying to obviously produce at Manchester United. And the profile of player is obviously needing to be a lot younger at United for INEOS. I just don't see them going for the older ones. It makes sense in terms of building your squad and its experience, but I fully believe that they want to move away from that now, and that's not going to be something that happens anyway. But hey, let's get some more comments in on these two. I'm getting Maguire on my next United shirt. Says Stu, is Harry a potential defender coach going forward? Well, there's been lots of talk coming out about Jonathan Woodgate's impact. Harry Maguire's actually spoken about Jonathan Woodgate since he's come in with Michael Carrick and the coaching staff. And that's been well received by Manchester United. All of the staff involved with Carrick have gone down an absolute storm going off all of the reports. It's good. It's really good. By the way, I didn't mention it last night, but Michael Carrick being up for Manager of the Month is hilarious. It is just boiling piss right now within other fan bases. It's great. It really is great. I love it. Talking about the coaches as well, The Athletic were reporting on Steve Holland. Early on, Steve Holland told United's squad that he would be fair with all of them, but that he expected hard work, and anybody who didn't fulfill their side of the bargain would be sent back inside. Players were also given homework, clips to study on their phones after one of the early sessions. I love that sort of thing. It's keeping them actually at it. And if this team is not prepared, which I think it is, for the rest of the season, after all of this that's going on at Carrington, I would be absolutely gobsmacked. I think we are in the best position we have ever been. And like I said then about Woodgate, Harry Maguire saying he brings great energy to the group in the sessions. Obviously, he's been a centre-back and a good centre-back in the Premier League. He's got the experience there, like Carrick. And then you've got the number 2 experience in Steve Holland. The combination seems to be really getting the best out of Manchester United's players. And I'm looking forward to the rest of this season. I'm looking forward to this weekend double game week with Spurs and West Ham to see how Carrick handles that, because that's his first sort of squad or a stretched squad scenario coming in there, I think. And I am looking forward to it and how we handle it. I expect us to beat Spurs. I mean, it'd be the first time in 6 games that we've beaten Spurs. We have to beat bleeding Spurs this weekend. And like I said then, we can start then believing in taking down City and Villa. 2 points behind. Villa go away to Bournemouth. Bournemouth have won 3 of the last 4. That's not an easy game at the Cherries right now. With the players that Villa have got missing right now, you could see Manchester United a win away from taking Villa down. Villa are in the top 4 fight now. The title race is over for Villa. They're now fighting for top 4. And I think that's real. So, Manchester United are fighting for 3 places now in the Champions League. I think it's 4 with Manchester City. I think they will drop into it. I just don't rate City at all at the moment. Yes, with Pep, they can go on a mad run. But I think with what United have got in front of them, I just look at it and go, there is the perfect opportunity here to really make a statement this season. And if they keep at it, I think United could finish second this season. And then you can't ignore Michael Carrick. Does anyone else feel like Man United can get second place? Just give me a yes or a no in the comment section. You can laugh at me all you want. Honestly, I'm there for the taking if you want. But why not? I'm looking at the form of Villa. I'm looking at the form of City. I'm looking at teams around us and I'm going, there's no one for me that stands out. There's no one convincing me that Man United cannot finish second in this league. And then you try and get rid of Michael Carrick. Runners up. Never did I think I would hear them words at the early stages of this season. But that's the situation we're in right now. We are 6 behind City. They're away to Liverpool this weekend. We have got Spurs at home. If we win that game against Spurs, we are 3 behind Man City and 2 behind Villa, and they have got tough away games this weekend. We could be going into West Ham this week, and actually, at some point, because we're playing one of the first games this week, United could be in and amongst it. They could be third. They could be third this week. By the time we and we're off next weekend because it's FA Cup weekend, I think. So by the time the FA Cup's being played, Manchester United could be looking at having a weekend off and looking at that league table and potentially being third. Yep. That's how mad it is. But it's there for the taking. I don't think so. We will have another patch of bad form. This can't last to the end of the season. But Champions League place, I think we will get the job. He will get the job. So Carl believing in top 5 now. Top 5 guarantees Champions League qualification. Only one between us, Villa, Chelsea and Liverpool is going to miss out. Maybe City. Come on, let's manifest City dropping out. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? It really would. Come on, let's do it, everybody. No, we can't get second. Look, maybe third at a push, but I don't care. Europe is the requirements. There you go. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. If you aim high, you aim for them second and third spots, you're guaranteed to get Champions League. Keep aiming for them and chase the teams above you, and the rest below you will take care of itself. That's what we've got. We've got big games coming up. Let's not forget, we've got to play Villa, we've got to play Liverpool, and we've got to play Chelsea yet this season. Big games. Liverpool and Villa are both at Old Trafford, where I would fancy us. Chelsea at Stamford Bridge is a bit of a hoodoo stadium for us, and I'm not as confident there, but I still think we can take Chelsea. We're well overdue a victory at Stamford Bridge as well, by the way. Maybe it could be one of them seasons where United actually turn up to stadiums that they haven't done well in and actually start doing well. You never know. You never know. Right. Spurs tomorrow, everybody. Don't forget, I did promise you at the start of the show that we would give you the information again on the prediction league. Get in there now, everybody, and get your predictions in. The options for you for the Spurs game. Does Benjamin Sesko get 2 shots on target? Are Manchester United leading at half-time? Will there be over 3 goals in this game? Can Conor Gallagher have a shot on target? There will be over 4 cards in the match. There will be under 10 corners in the match. You only have to predict 2 of them, and they're simple yes or no's. It's already made for you. So if you think Benjamin Sesko will have 2 shots on target, just put yes. And if he has 2 shots on target, there's a win. And maybe there will be more than 3 goals in the game. You could just make them 2 bets alone, put them 2 predictions in, alone, and you could win. It's as easy as that. Obviously, you can wage up what you want. You can put as much on them as you want. You don't have to. You can play for free as well. But as soon as you put in 2 predictions, you're on our leaderboard. The leaderboard is already growing at a rapid rate. Everyone's getting excited for this weekend. We already got 24 in there. We are trying to get over 60 this weekend. We want 60 people in this mini league this weekend, everybody. So get involved now. Get your predictions in, everyone. You've got up until kickoff to get them in. If you make 2 predictions or maybe more, how many you make doesn't matter. If you're on that leaderboard, you're also involved in the draw to win a jersey from OK Jerseys, our match day sponsor. You can see them in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. The new Stone Roses gear is coming out. The first shirt is out on the store. If you are one of the 5 people that get drawn out of the hat for being in our mini league this weekend, you could claim that shirt. It is quality. It is. It's a brilliant top. And the others are coming as well soon. Obviously, on OK Jerseys as well, all of the new World Cup gear is now starting to come out as well. So grab your bargains now. You can grab them for as little as £15. And you can also use reference code Adam there at the end and get an extra 8% off that as well if you wanted to go on there and buy your own now. The link for OK Jerseys is also in the description. And by the way, if you're in our mini league, you're also in the draw this month to win 25k. Sadly, no one on FUTV won it in January. It was won by another creators audience. So the more people we get on this game, the better chance we've got of someone from FUTV winning 25k. So get in there now, people, and be with a chance of winning. If you have played the game before, you should be receiving bonuses where you could perhaps play for free this weekend. So the more you play it, the better chance you have of getting these extra incentives from Big Up. You should get an extra $2 to put in if you want, courtesy of Big Up. If you have played 3 times already, that should be popping up on your screens as well. Be in there with a chance of winning, everybody. Let's get that leaderboard up. I want as many in as I possibly can this weekend. That is it for now, everybody. A massive thank you to you all for being part of the show. We've gone over 200 likes again. Absolutely love that. Massive respect to Ray for that huge super chats in the show there, £50 as well. Mega, mate. Love this community. Match day coming next, everyone. Make sure that you are here later. I will give you everything information-wise throughout the day. It's broke, and of course, we'll be looking ahead to the game in more detail with my team and everything like that. But for now, thank you, everyone, and thank you, everyone who has been part of the show. I love you all. Pop a like on the video, hit subscribe, and of course, get your comments in below. Would you take